Oh dear, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Amusement Insiders here with your Great Adventure rep, Eastern Thrills. Also here with Fluffy and Coaster Enthusiast, your CGA Park rep, and here we are again for another week of weekly recap streams. So we'll give people a little bit of time to join.
You know, a common theme that I've been thinking of is ever since we started doing these, we haven't really had much to, report on in terms of Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not. I mean, what?
Oh. But just a little bit of Canada's Wonderland news before we get started. They're basically just building a pathway. They're fixing a pathway up for Splashworks, and that's really all that's been going on.
Oh, action. I think the action theory might be biting the dust, Brendan said. So yeah, that's one thing nope.
Oh yeah. So just things like that. Well, since we have more views that are coming up, we're just gonna start. All right. Remember. The Carowinds. All right. Basically, with this park, footers have shown up at Carowinds, and one thing that we've noticed is that these footers look very similar to Helix and Alpania Blitz. So that's something really surprising. I think this even more is that Carowinds is getting coaster, which is really cool. So Fluffy, what are your thoughts on this?
So yeah, at this point, it's pretty safe to say that it's most likely going to be, if not pretty much 100%, going to be a Mac launch coaster. A launch coaster is definitely something that they need to be filled. That's the one coaster that they're really missing. I mean, they have depending on the layout. I feel like this is going to be. I don't know. I don't know what people rate as their top 3 in the park, but I definitely do think that it could be a top 3 in the park, depending on like what it's actually going to be about. Yeah. It depends if they're actually if Cedar Fair is actually gonna live up to the new theming, because we obviously we've seen them put a lot more theming into some of the rides and to some areas around parks now, and so I do think that it really just depends on like what's going to go on in the future.
Yeah.
But I believe that this will give Carowinds a solid lineup.
Yeah, I think this definitely is going to be. No, but I think this is definitely going to be top 5 at the park. Something that's, like you said, something that their lineup needs. We've pretty much seen the layout for the most part, which is looks really promising. It looks really good, and it looks like to be one of the strong Mac multi-launches. So yeah, let's move on.
Alrighty, folks, this is where I take over for the next 2 or 3 slides. Okay, so we've been following CGA last week as well with the teaser marker. Now, I believe it was Monday that these markings actually appeared. That is all over the area by Thunder Raceway, which is our go-karts, Psycho Mouse, which is our aerodynamics wild mouse, and a sky ride called Eagle's Flight. And then, of course, there's Centrifuge, which is not really going to be involved much. And then two like buildings and one food area. A common thing that I really saw with the numbers of these construction markers was 18 feet, and I'm wondering could one of these rides or buildings be biting the dust at the end of the season for whatever this is? Because the fact that it has like 16 feet, 25 feet, 18 feet, it's very interesting to think about, because we pretty much know that the hyper could be coming in the future. We don't I mean, with the teasers that we've had so far, and now with these markings, it could be very shortly. And
I think
yeah,
this definitely I don't for one anyone who thinks this is going to be 2019, I'm sorry, but there's literally no way.
yeah,
The three attractions for 2019 are Dorney Park, Carowinds in Canada's Wonderland, and Cedar Fair themselves have stated that they will not do another year with 4 coasters. So we already know the 3 parks that are getting attractions in 2019.
Well, we don't know that Dorney Park's exactly going to be getting one yet.
But there's no way that they're going to build a $25 million or $20 million Mac, supposedly $20 million not Giga, a dive coaster, and then they're not, and the hyper coaster is definitely going to be somewhere in the 20 million range, and they're not going to build something like that, which is why they have Dorney Park.
Since Kid that coaster, I mean, what?
But yeah, let's move on.
Also, CGA. Okay, this was very interesting. So I was getting footage on the so they have this like this motor car attraction where there's like a track and then you could like drive a car around. It's called Barney Oldfield Speedway. So I was there to mainly get some footage of Grizzly for a future video that I would be making. But one thing that I noticed was this site right here. That was a very interesting site. There were excavators, there was mounds of dirt everywhere, and it looked pretty flattening. Like it could fit, like because that's still park property. That fence, the fence that you see along the green fence that you see along near the trees at the very edge of it, that's park property. That's the edge of the line. That's the edge of the property. So this whole area is still within park property, and it's very interesting to see like what could they do with that area. And something that I thought there was actually an extra Railblazer support back there. I don't know why, but let's just leave it at that. But the fact that it was just like it was a pretty big area actually. Like photos don't do the trick. You really need to see with your own eyes because that is a pretty big plot of land actually. And if they play it out smart, this could be a place for a big attraction. Because as of that point, they do actually indeed are able to go up to 250 feet at that point. It's only near the residential side that they're only supposed to be going under 80 feet, I believe. So, because that's actually the side the airport is on as well. So by these offices, they can go up to 250 feet. So this is very interesting. And see the next slide, please.
Before we go on, just want to make a brief fix. Those are actually inches, Fluffy. Those aren't feet. That's 16 inches and then 25 inches. Yes, but
I have to retake that video now.
Responding over to the comments, Landon, the CGA deserves the additions being fairly close together in terms of years they were added, TBH, due to how long of a cookie route they went through in the mid 2000s. And I do believe that this is true, but they literally just got skipping to the next slide. They just got Railblazer in 2018, and I don't think they're gonna add in an RMC and then add in a 20 to 25 million dollar B&M hyper or hyper in general like the next year. Like I don't think they would do that. But let us move on.
Okay, so one thing that this slide right here ties in with something else, with the area back there. So of course you guys can see the numbers. If you guys see up near the Grizzly and Demon area, up at 14, so by like where it says 10, up there in the top right, it says 14. And then when you look down at there, it's at the labeling, it says ropes course attraction. That was apparently I was unfortunately unable to get a screenshot at the I wasn't able to get someone's screenshot at the time of in time, so I will I guess I could probably give it to Brendan and we can note it next stream probably, or
Yeah.
I don't know, but definitely the ropes course. I guess there was a permit for it, and the fact that it's in this plan right here, this future plan here, I think that after the huge success, or the huge year, I won't call it a success just yet, but after the huge year of 2018 that CGA is taking on, they should go a bit smaller, even though we do believe that they are going to keep on adding on more and more big things, even though. So this ropes course, it might be a little thing, and because the offices are there, that was something that the offices were complaining about, was the fact that there was a lot of noise. The ropes course, obviously, it's not going to have a lot of noise. So this, and it's really a small attraction. It's probably not even going to have a fee a fee edition. It's probably going to be for free, and it's probably going to be something that families can just do while they're hanging out at the park. And it just seems like such a good fit that I will be surprised if they actually don't go through with it.
All right. Well, I think that's really good speculation, and let us move on.
Twisted Timbers.
Yeah, so Twisted Timbers has been running with one train ops lately, and apparently, as you can see in the picture here, it seems as if a piece fell off of the train. So
also they're also running one train operations mainly because of the
Steel Vengeance
incident. So they just want to be safe, and you can fully understand that because they don't want to cause one of those incidents again. That's also why Railblazer has to cycle 1,000 times each train instead of 100.
Yeah, basically, Kings Dominion's trying to play it safe here. They don't want to pull a Steel Vengeance incident. And although, it has been reportedly only running one train, ever since that, and I haven't heard of them running two trains, but they could have. Right. And let's move on. Kings Island. So basically, one of our park reps listened to an interview, and they had a couple of things that the general manager of the park had said. One of those things, the first thing that the general manager had stated was that the Blue Racer, as of now, won't be turned back around in the future since the trains weren't designed to go backwards. So, from my knowledge, I've known that the Racer has ran backwards, and Racer cannot run backwards because the trains actually weren't designed to go backwards. So I'm assuming that caused problems, with mechanically and things like that.
Yeah.
Number two, the general manager plans to not RMC either the Beast or the Racer because they don't want to anger the guests. We know that Beast has very popular love from some people. Coaster stock recently, ironically, people have been there backstage getting lots of footage of it, and people really just love the Beast, and people would probably be devastated if they did rather RMC the Beast. And the same thing goes with Racer. Racer is that classic wooden coaster that races and everyone loves, and you're always guaranteed to have fun on it. It might be a little bumpy, but fun on it. And they plan to not RMC that either. But before we continue, general managers can always change, and the park as a whole can always change your plans. So, not saying that this will happen, but potentially one of these rides could get RMC'd. But as of now, the general manager doesn't plan to RMC the Beast or the Racer. Now,
have you ever imagined what RMC Beast would look like?
Yeah, there have been a couple of concepts on YouTube, but
that
looks pretty well.
Hold on, are we allowed to say this?
Hold on. Let me just finish. DM me if you want. But the third and final thing that the general manager said was that he recommended the board of Cedar Fair that to allow Kings Island to get a Giga.
Okay, never mind. I was about to say that.
Oh,
that's what I was going to ask if we're allowed to say that.
Oh yeah, it's fine. This is from our park reps, and I haven't heard it myself, but I do plan on hearing it. And if the general manager recommends a Giga to the board of Kings of Cedar Fair, rather,
King's Dominion. Yep.
No, Kings Island. That seems like pretty big. As we know, there have been reports that the largest parks of the chain are Cedar Point, Canada's Wonderland, King's Dominion, and
Great America.
And CGA. Yeah. So Kings Island wasn't mentioned on that list. So the possibility of a Giga coming might not be as high as we originally thought. Although that doesn't mean to say that it won't happen. And let's move on. Fluffy, talk about.
We're going international, folks. We're going international. No, we're not. I mean, we are in terms of reporting, but yeah. So someone on Facebook said that a French show called, I need to search this up, hold on. A French show called Sept Huit, sorry if I butchered that, I probably did, broadcasted on May 20th, 2018. The development manager at Parc Astérix announced the park is currently working on a new LSM launch coaster, which will open in 2021. The park has taken the example of Terran Phantasialand's 2016 edition designed by Intamin. And then they also talked about the latest Intamin LSM coasters like Soaring with Dragon or Red Force.
Yeah.
And then and for the moment, by 2021, 3 new LSM Intamin launch coasters will have opened with the new technology. So what are your thoughts about that?
That is actually amazing. First off, we've heard the rave reviews on Terran. Not only rave reviews, but we've also heard mixed reviews. We've heard that it's a great ride and everyone's gonna love it. But we've also heard from someone or some people that it's just a family coaster. But I think the fact that they mentioned that they were going to use a Terran style coaster, which in my opinion looks fantastic. And they also mentioned rides like Soaring Dragon and Red Force, and those, pretty taller Intamin coasters. If they combine those together, I think the ride could be amazing, or these next couple of rides could be amazing. Also, this news that I have, it might not be as big, but it is still something that's worth mentioning, rather. Icon opened to the public, but I think it was Media Day, I believe. Yeah, but Icon basically opened. So some people were able to ride it, and I've heard great reviews. One thing I have heard about it, though, was that it did have a little bit of pacing issues. We've heard that word frequently in the 2018 season. But yeah, that's pretty cool. We have some of our park reps might be able to go and ride it, so that's pretty cool. And then they'll be able to give their thoughts on it as well. But that's all the news that we have. Unless
something that I actually want to comment about the LSM coaster going to Parc Astérix. They correct me if I'm wrong, but is Osiris their best coaster there? Because
from what I've heard.
Okay, so because looking at their current coaster collection, they definitely need this. And this is definitely going to be a top 3, regardless, because just looking at their ride collection, I can already tell that this Intamin will be a top 3 coaster at the park.
Yeah.
And they need this coaster. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah, I think if they mix in Terran and rides like Red Force and they combine that and they put the height of that and the twists and turns of Terran, I think you got a winner on your hands, like a real winner. But any other final questions before we go? That's pretty much all the news that we have to report on. And all the news that we're probably going to report on. I have where there's still going to be more videos coming out. Some videos on Great Adventure, videos on Kings Island, videos on
I'm
CGA.
waiting for Brendan to edit my CGA videos, so that's where
Yeah, I
those
said that.
are.
Yeah. We have all of our, we have all videos from the parks that you love that will be coming out on Amusement Insider. So, definitely make sure to stay tuned for more.
We are looking for some editors. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I mean, what?
But yeah, I think that's all we have. If there are any final questions, I'll give you guys another minute if you guys have questions.
Nathan T, I am sorry, but we are just about to wrap up.
Yeah, the stream is ending. But if you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram or Discord, or you can DM Fluffy, or you can DM the creator, Canada's Wonderland fan. But any questions or concerns that you have. And yeah, I think we will end it here.
So hey guys, aka Ryan, Ice, and Casperts and Caspersets. How about we do some Discord and do some diverse coaster reviews, huh?
Yeah, we also actually just reminded me, we'll be having some diverse coaster reviews on Steel Vengeance and Hang Time coming out in the near future. Also, maybe Wonder Woman. But on that note, we are going to end here, and thank you guys for watching. As you know, on all the streams, we always go into Discord after, so join in our Discord server and, be a part of our talks and our conversations. Sometimes they're really cool and, all that fun stuff. So we'll see you all next week or in the next video. See you guys.